Now, as the nation rings in 2023, states across the country have ramped up COVID measures to combat any possible spike in cases after a surge in multiple nations, including our neighboring China. Remember, China has been facing an unprecedented COVID situation on the backdrop of a surge in cases of the BF7 Omicron subvariant, a challenge that even the Chinese president was forced to admit in his annual New Year address to Chinese citizens.
疫情防控进入新阶段，仍是吃劲儿的时候，大家都在坚韧不拔努力，曙光就在前头，大家再加把劲儿，坚持就是胜利，团结就是胜利。
So is India keeping up its guard? Let's tell you how states have been preparing, with Karnataka now being the first state to reintroduce a 7-day mandatory quarantine for travelers who are arriving from high-risk nations, including China, Japan and South Korea. Meanwhile, states like Maharashtra have introduced random screening of passengers at airports, and many other states have ramped up genome sequencing in order to track any new variants that may be behind a local surge in cases. Now, as far as the numbers are concerned, the nation has recorded about 226 cases previously in the last day, but the active case tally remains below the 4,000 mark, and the daily and weekly positivity rate is also below the 0.2% mark. However, experts have warned against any complacency and urged citizens that now is not the time for us to let our guards down. Let me go across to my colleague Rishabh for more on this. Rishabh, even as we speak about COVID-19, we know that a red alarm was also raised by the officials that a spike is speculated post 15th January onwards. Now, keeping in mind that red alert, is there any new guideline that is supposed to come out, especially in the national capital?
So what we know right now that starting today, any traveler, any inbound traveler traveling from China, Japan, Korea, Thailand, or other Southeast Asian countries will require an RT-PCR, negative RT-PCR report to enter India. Also, the air suvidha has been put in place again for all these travelers who are coming back to India. But apart from that, new guidelines will take some time. We need to understand that the government do not want to create panic among people. Yes, they have advised people to use masks if you are in a crowded area, but nothing mandatory has been enforced by the government as of now. The reason that the government do not want to send out a panic alarm among people, because that affects their economy, that affects the festive season and its economy as well, and hence government is taking very measured steps right now. There are preemptive measures that are already in place. The hospitals have been put on standby. There are mock drills that are happening, but as of now, not much have been come out as if we can say that this is mandatory or that is mandatory for the people per se. But the government is advising and alerting people to be cautious about COVID. If you have symptoms, you need to get yourself tested and meet the doctor as well, and isolate yourself if need be. So as of now, not much new information have come in, but the government wants everyone to be on alert and ensure that if you you feel symptomatic, or if you feel that there is a need to get tested and take all proper precautions, whatever the requirement are.
Of course, it is to be seen if new guidelines are going to come out and kickstart in the national capital, keeping in mind the expected surge of the COVID-19 cases.